Mia Patel sat at her desk, her fingers tapping quietly on the keyboard. The office hummed with the usual noise, phones ringing, printers whirring, colleagues chatting about weekend plans. But Mia barely noticed. Her eyes were glued to the numbers on her screen. Something felt off. She had been working as an accountant at Nextech Solutions for 3 years. The company was growing fast, launching new apps and gadgets every month. Mia liked her job. It was steady, predictable. But lately, tiny mistakes kept popping up in the financial reports. A payment here didn't match the records. A vendor there had no contact information. At first, she thought it was just errors, maybe rushed work. But when she fixed them, the numbers still didn't add up. Her boss, Mr. Thompson, was a tall man with a loud laugh and sharp suits. He ran the finance department like a king, always joking with the higher-ups. Mia had never spoken to him much. He barely glanced at her reports, signing them without reading. But when she emailed him about the discrepancies last week, he replied instantly, "Don't waste time on small stuff. Focus on your tasks." That night, Mia stayed late. The office emptied quickly. It was Friday. She didn't mind. The quiet helped her think. She opened the company's shared drive, searching for old invoices. Scrolling through folders named Q4 expenses and client payments, she almost missed it. A folder titled Archive 2019 caught her eye. Inside was another folder, password protected, labeled Access Confidential. Mia's pulse quickened. She wasn't a tech expert, but she knew a few tricks. After 3 tries, the password, Thompson 123, worked. Her throat went dry. The folder was filled with scanned contracts, bank statements, and screenshots of emails. Mia recognized Mr. Thompson's email address. One document showed a $500,000 transfer to a company called Silver Wave Consultancy. She'd never heard of them. Another listed consulting fees paid monthly to an offshore account. Names, dates, amounts, all hidden in plain sight. She grabbed her phone, snapping photos of the screen. Her hands shook. A noise echoed down the hallway. A door closing? Mia froze, listening. Silence. She quickly closed the folder, logged out, and shut down her computer. The walk home felt longer than usual. Mumbai's streets were still busy, but Mia barely noticed the honking cars or street vendors. Her mind raced. What had she just found? Embezzlement? Fraud? She thought of her parents who'd scrimped to send her to college. If she lost this job... Monday morning, Mia marched into Mr. Thompson's office before she could lose her courage. He was on the phone laughing. When he saw her, his smile faded. "What?" he snapped, covering the receiver. "I found something," Mia said, voice steady. "In the shared drive. The Silver Wave transfers. The offshore accounts. I think there's money missing." Mr. Thompson stared at her. For a second, his face turned pale. Then he leaned back, chuckling. Mia, you've been working too hard. Those are old files. Test data for the new software. You shouldn't even have access." His tone was smooth, but his knuckles whitened as he gripped the desk. "Test data?" Mia frowned. "But the amounts matched the gaps in the reports, and your email." "Enough." Mr. Thompson stood towering over her. "Listen carefully. You're a good employee. Don't throw it away by spreading lies. If I hear one more word about this, you'll be scrubbing toilets by Monday." He smiled coldly. "Now get back to work." The next few days were hell. Mia's inbox flooded with urgent tasks. Reports due by noon, spreadsheets to fix, meetings to attend. Colleagues who once smiled at her now avoided eye contact. At lunch, she overheard 2 junior accountants whispering, "Thompson said she's making up drama to get promoted." By Friday, Mia was called into HR. A stern woman with glasses informed her she was being reassigned to a new role, organizing paper files in a storage room. "It's temporary," the woman said, not meeting Mia's gaze. "The team thinks you're stressed." The storage room was cramped and dusty with no windows. Boxes of old invoices and contracts towered around her. Mia sat on a wobbly chair, staring at the wall, her hands clenched into fists. She'd done everything right, reported the issue, followed the rules, and for what? To be treated like a criminal? That night, Mia lay awake, tears hot in her eyes. Then she remembered the photos on her phone. The evidence. Thompson thought she'd give up. He thought she was nobody. Wrong. At 2 a.m., Mia opened her laptop. She created a new email account, anonymous, uploaded the photos, researched Silver Wave Consultancy, a shell company registered in a tax haven. She traced the offshore account to a bank in the Cayman Islands. Her chest burned with anger. This wasn't just about her job. Thompson was stealing from everyone, employees, investors, clients. She needed help. But who would believe her? Then she remembered Sarah, a college friend who'd become a journalist. Sarah had once written about a politician taking bribes. Mia hesitated, then typed a message. "Hey, it's Mia. I need to talk. It's urgent." As she hit send, Mia's phone buzzed. An unknown number. The text read, "Stop digging, or else." The text glowed on Mia's screen, sharp and menacing. Her heart hammered as she stared at the words, "Stop digging, or else." For a moment, she considered throwing her phone across the room. Instead, she took a shaky breath and blocked the number. Too late to back out now, she thought. The next morning, Mia dragged herself to the storage room. Her new office smelled like dust and old paper. She sorted files mechanically, her mind replaying the threat. What did "or else" mean? Losing her job? Worse? Her hands trembled as she stacked boxes. At lunch, Mia hid in a bathroom stall and called Sarah. Her friend picked up on the first ring. "Mia, your message sounded serious. What's going on?" Sarah's voice was warm, familiar. Mia spilled everything. The hidden files, the demotion, the threat. Silence followed. Then Sarah said, "Meet me tonight. Bring whatever you have." They met at a crowded cafe far from the office. Sarah, with her messy bun and sharp eyes, scanned Mia's photos and notes. "This is big, Mia. But we need more proof. Thompson's connected. If we publish too soon, he'll bury it." She leaned closer. "Can you get names, witnesses, anything that ties him directly?" Mia nodded, though her stomach churned. Witnesses. She thought of Jake, the intern who'd quit last year. Rumor was Thompson had harassed him. Mia had never spoken to Jake, but his LinkedIn profile showed he worked at a coffee shop now. The next day, Mia lied to her manager, saying she had a doctor's appointment. She took a bus to the south end of the city, where Jake's cafe was tucked between a tailor and a pharmacy. The bell jingled as she entered. A young man with faded blue hair looked up from behind the counter. "Jake?" Mia asked. His smile vanished. "Who's asking?" Mia introduced herself, voice low. "I worked with Thompson. I know what he did to you." Jake's face paled. He glanced around the empty cafe, then gestured for her to follow him to a back room. The room smelled of coffee beans. Jake crossed his arms. "What do you want?" "I'm trying to expose Thompson," Mia said. "He's stealing from the company, threatening people. I think he did more than just harass you." Jake's tough facade cracked. He slumped into a chair. "He promised me a promotion if I kept quiet about the stuff he'd say. When I refused, he told everyone I was lazy. No one would hire me after that." He pulled out his phone, hands shaking, and showed Mia old texts from Thompson, bullying messages, threats to ruin him. "Will you talk to a journalist?" Mia asked. "Help me stop him?" Jake hesitated. "He'll come after me again." "He's already doing that," Mia said quietly. "To all of us." After a long pause, Jake nodded. That night, Mia sat on her bedroom floor piecing together a timeline. Jake's texts, the offshore transfers, fake invoices. She printed everything, hiding the papers under her mattress. But something was missing. A direct link between Thompson and the money. Back at the storage room, Mia combed through old financial records. Most were useless until she found a box labeled 2019 tax docs. Inside was a crumpled memo. Silver Wave Consultancy Services approved by Monsieur Thompson. Mia snapped a photo, grinning. Got you. But as she left work that evening, a black car idled near the bus stop. The window rolled down and a man in sunglasses glared at her. Mia's blood turned cold. She ducked into a nearby store, pretending to browse until the car drove off. The threats didn't stop. Anonymous calls. A rock thrown through her apartment window. Mia filed a police report, but the officer shrugged. Without proof, it's your word against theirs. Meanwhile, Sarah dug deeper. She discovered Silver Wave was a shell company, funneling money to Thompson's private accounts. We need one more piece, Sarah said. Something that proves he knew it was illegal. Mia's chance came on a rainy Thursday. Thompson's assistant, Priya, brought files to the storage room. She lingered, chewing her lip. I heard what you're doing, she whispered. There's a USB drive in Thompson's desk left drawer. Passcode is his wife's birthday, 0412. Mia blinked. Why are you helping me? Priya's eyes filled with tears. He made me lie to the auditors last month. I can't sleep anymore. She hurried out before Mia could reply. That night, Mia stayed late again. The office was silent. The halls, dark. She crept to Thompson's office, her sweaty palms slipping on the doorknob. Locked. Panic rose, until she remembered the janitor's keys hanging in the supply closet. Inside Thompson's office, Mia's flashlight trembled as she yanked. Opened the left drawer. There it was, a silver USB drive. She plugged it into her phone, fingers shaking as she typed 412. The drive contained voice recordings. Thompson's voice, crisp and cold. Transfer the funds before the audit. Bribe the inspector. Bury the evidence. Mia's breath caught. This was it, the proof they needed. As she copied the files, footsteps echoed outside. Mia froze. The door handle jiggled. She ducked under the desk, clutching the USB. Thompson's voice boomed. Who's there? A security guard's flashlight swept the room. Everything okay, sir? I heard noises, Thompson growled. Probably just the AC, the guard said. Want me to check? No. Leave. The door shut. Mia stayed under the desk, her heart pounding, until the footsteps faded. She slipped out, USB in hand, and ran. The next morning, Mia met Sarah at the cafe. She played the recordings. Sarah's eyes widened. This is gold. We'll publish tomorrow. Are you ready? Mia thought of the threats, the black car, Jake's scared face. Yes. But as she left the cafe, her phone buzzed. Another unknown number. Last warning, erase everything. Mia deleted the message, hands steady this time. Let them try. At midnight, Sarah's article went live. Nextech executive embezzles millions. Whistleblower risks all to expose corruption. By dawn, it was everywhere. News channels, social media. The office erupted in chaos. Mia walked into work head high. Colleagues stared, some smiled nervously. Others looked away. Thompson's office door slammed open. He stormed toward her, face twisted with rage. You stupid little... Mia pulled out her phone, recording. Go ahead, she said calmly. Give them another headline. Thompson froze. For a second, fear flickered in his eyes. Then he spat. You'll never work in the city again, and shoved past her. The board called an emergency meeting. By afternoon, security escorted Thompson out of the building, his expensive suit rumpled. Mia watched from her storage room, a faint smile on her lips. But as she packed up that evening, Priya appeared in the doorway. He's gone, she said, voice small. But his friends are still here. Be careful. Mia nodded, gripping the USB drive in her pocket. This wasn't over. Not yet. The office buzzed like a beehive after Thompson's firing. Employees huddled in corners, staring at Mia like she'd grown wings. Some nodded at her respectfully, others whispered behind their hands. Mia kept her head down, shuffling papers at her old desk. The ethics committee promotion felt hollow. Corruption ran deeper than one man, and she knew it. A week later, the board called her into a glass-walled meeting room. 3 suited men smiled tightly as she entered. "Ms. Patel," said Mr. Kapoor, the oldest board member, "your bravery saved the company. We're implementing your suggestions, transparent audits, whistleblower protections. You'll lead the charge." Mia forced a smile. Bravery? They'd ignored her for months. Still, she nodded. "Thank you. I'll start reviewing the new policies." But when she opened the ethics committee files, her stomach dropped. Half the documents were missing. Budgets for consultant fees still looked bloated. New vendor names popped up. Ocean Edge Solutions, Starline Holdings, with no addresses or contacts. Mia's hands clenched. Thompson's tricks hadn't died with him. That night, Mia scrolled through the company's updated financial reports on her laptop. A knock startled her. Priya stood at her apartment door, eyes darting nervously. "Can I come in?" Priya handed Mia a flash drive. "After Thompson left, his deputy, Mr. Roy, took over. He told me to delete files from the server. I copied them instead." Mia plugged the drive in. Spreadsheets, emails, meeting notes, all pointing to Mr. Roy approving the same shady payments Thompson had. "They're still stealing," Mia muttered. Priya twisted her hands. "Roy's worse. He knows the board. If you go after him, they'll protect him," Mia finished. She thought of Mr. Kapoor's plastic smile. How many of them are involved? The next day, Mia confronted Mr. Roy in his new corner office. He was younger than Thompson, with a calm voice and expensive watch. "Ms. Patel," he said, not looking up from his desk. "Make it quick." She slid a printout of the Ocean Edge payments toward him. "Explain this." Roy glanced at it, unfazed. "Third-party vendors, standard practice. With no contracts, no service records." He leaned forward, smiled chilly. "You've done enough damage. Enjoy your promotion. Don't poke holes where there are none." Mia left, frustration burning her throat. That evening, she met Jake at the cafe. His blue hair was now streaked with green. "Roy's dirty too," she said. "But the board won't care unless we shock them." Jake stirred his coffee. "What if we find where the money's really going? Follow the trail." They spent hours tracing Ocean Edge. Fake website, fake reviews. The bank account led to a shell company in Singapore. "It's a loop," Mia groaned. "Money goes in, disappears." "Wait." Jake zoomed in on a document. "This signature, Rajesh Kapoor, isn't that the board guy?" Mia's blood ran cold. Mr. Kapoor's name was scribbled on a loan agreement for Ocean Edge. He's not just protecting Roy, he's part of it. The next morning, Mia arrived early, determined to copy the ethics committee's hidden files, but her keycard didn't work. Security guards blocked her. "Orders from above," one said, avoiding her eyes. Mr. Roy strolled up, smirking. "Committee's been restructured. Your services aren't needed anymore." Mia's face flushed. "You can't just clean your desk by noon." He walked away, phone buzzing. Shaking, Mia packed her things as colleagues pretended not to watch. Priya slipped her a note. "Meet me in the parking lot, 1 p.m. Under the harsh sunlight, Priya thrust a file into Mia's hands. "Kapoor's personal driver dropped this. I stole it from the shredder bin." Inside were photos of Mr. Kapoor at a luxury hotel, shaking hands with a man the news called the Shadow, a billionaire accused of money laundering. Dated last month. "Kapoor's using the company to clean dirty money," Mia whispered. "That's where the vendor payments really go." Priya nodded. "Roy's his puppet, but without proof, it's just photos." Mia's phone rang. "Sarah. The board shut down my follow-up story. Legal threats." "I'm sorry, Mia." "Don't be," Mia said, staring at the photos. "I'll get you proof." That night, Mia broke into the office. Again. The janitor's keys jingled in her hand as she crept to Mr. Kapoor's private suite. No cameras here. He'd insisted on privacy. His desk was locked. Mia jammed a paperclip into the keyhole, hands sweating. Click. Inside were invoices labeled Kapoor Family Trust. Millions sent offshore, then funneled to shell companies. At the bottom, a sticky note. Delete after transfer. Mia snapped photos. Then, a noise. Footsteps. She ducked behind a curtain as Mr. Kapoor himself entered, talking on the phone. The Patel girl's still a problem, and yes, handle it, I don't care how. Mia stopped breathing. Kapoor rummaged through his desk, cursed, and stormed out. She fled. Evidence saved. But as she hailed a rickshaw, headlights blinded her. A black SUV screeched to a halt. Two men jumped out, grabbing her arms. "Give us the phone," one growled. Mia kicked, twisted, and broke free. She sprinted down a crowded market street, ducking between carts and stalls. The men chased, shouting. She tossed her phone into a fruit seller's basket, then dove into a clothing store. Breathless, she watched from the rack as the men searched, then left. The fruit seller, an old woman, handed Mia her phone back, scowling. "No trouble, girl." "Sorry." "Auntie," Mia mumbled, slipping her some cash. At home, Mia uploaded everything to the cloud. Sarah's article would end Kapoor. But as she typed the email, her balcony door smashed open. A man in black charged in, knife glinting. Mia grabbed a lamp, swinging wildly. "Get out." He lunged. She dodged, hitting his arm with the lamp. He cursed, stumbling as neighbors pounded on the door. "Mia? Everything okay?" The man fled through the balcony. Mia collapsed, trembling. The email waited on her screen. She hit send. The next day, the story exploded. Nextech board chair linked to global money laundering ring. The stock crashed. Police swarmed the office, arresting Kapoor and Roy. Reporters mobbed Mia's apartment. "How do you feel exposing such powerful men?" one shouted. Mia looked into the camera, exhausted but steady. Accountability doesn't care about power. Weeks later, Nextech rebranded under new leadership. Mia was offered her job back with a raise. She declined. "I'm starting my own firm," she told Sarah, "helping others fight this fight." But as Mia packed her apartment, a new email arrived. Unknown sender. A photo of her taken yesterday. Text. "You didn't think it was over, did you?" Mia deleted it, jaw set. Let them come. She'd built her life on truth. No shadow could erase that. Mia deleted the threatening email but saved the photo. She knew better than to ignore it. Her new office, a small room above a tea shop, felt both empowering and lonely. Her firm, Truth First, had one client so far, a woman named Lila, who suspected her factory boss of stealing wages. Mia liked the work, but it paid little. At night, she triple-checked her locks. One afternoon, Sarah visited, carrying a box of files. "Remember Jake? He's helping me track Kapoor's connections. Turns out the shadow billionaire has friends everywhere." She dropped a photo on Mia's desk, a politician shaking hands with a man in a hoodie. "This guy's a hacker. Jake thinks he's the one sending you threats." Mia studied the photo. The hacker's face was blurred, but his posture screamed confidence. "Why target me now?" "You're a symbol," Sarah said. "Shut you down, and others stay quiet." Later that week, Lila called, panicking. "They fired me, and my coworker vanished. Please help." Mia rushed to the factory, a crumbling building on the city's edge. The manager, a sweaty man with gold chains, blocked her path. "No outsiders." Mia held up her phone, recording. Lila filed a legal complaint, firing her as retaliation. The manager smirked. "You think laws work here?" That night, Mia dug into the factory's records. Fake safety reports, underpaid workers, bribes to inspectors. She sent everything to Sarah. "Publish it, fast." The article went viral. Protesters gathered outside the factory. Mia felt a flicker of hope until stones shattered her office windows. A note lay in the debris. "Stop, or she disappears next." She was Lila. Mia called her, but the number was dead. Jake arrived, breathless, his laptop under his arm. "I traced the hacker. He uses a VPN, but I found a glitch. He logs in at 2 a.m. daily. We can crash his system tonight. At 1:55 a.m., Mia and Jake hunched over his laptop in her apartment. The screen flickered with code. Ready? Jake muttered. Mia nodded. He hit a key. The screen flashed red, access denied. Then a message popped up. Nice try, little mice. Jake cursed. He's better than I thought. Mia's phone buzzed. A video. Lila, tied to a chair, gagged. The hacker's distorted voice hissed. Next time she drowns. Mia's hands shook. We have to find her. Jake tracked the video's metadata to an abandoned warehouse by the docks. They called the police, but Mia didn't wait. She grabbed a flashlight and pepper spray, running into the rainy night. The warehouse loomed, rusted and dark. Mia crept inside, heart pounding. Water dripped from broken pipes. A muffled cry echoed. Lila! In a back room, Lila struggled, against ropes, tears streaking her face. Mia untied her. Let's go. Boots clanged on metal stairs. 2 thugs blocked the exit. Mia sprayed one in the eyes. He howled. The other grabbed her hair. Lila smashed a brick over his head. They ran, rain soaking their clothes, and didn't stop until they reached a busy street. The police found nothing at the warehouse. No thugs, no evidence. You're lucky to be alive, an officer said, shrugging. Mia hugged Lila. Stay with me tonight. The next morning, Mia woke to banging on her door. A young boy handed her a USB drive. A man paid me to give you this. The drive held one file, a list of names, politicians, cops, CEOs, all linked to the shadow. Beside each name, an amount. Bribes, Mia whispered. At the bottom, a message. Want more? Meet me. Alone. Friend. Sarah warned her it was a trap. Jake offered to hack the meetup location. But Mia was tired of hiding. She went to the spot, a crowded train station, at noon. A figure in a hoodie approached, hands in pockets. The hacker. Up close, he was younger than she'd imagined, with tired eyes. You've got guts, he said. Where's Lila's kidnapper? Mia demanded. Safe. For now. He glanced around. I'm not your enemy. The shadow forced me to threaten you. They have my sister. He handed her another USB. Everything they're planning. Use it. Why trust me? You're the only one they fear. He melted into the crowd. Back home, Mia opened the files. A scheme to buy land in poor neighborhoods, push out families, and build luxury towers. The next target, a slum where Mia's aunt lived. Meetings were set for next week. Mia called a community leader, Mr. Rao. They'll send enforcers to scare. You, don't let them. We'll fight, Mr. Rao said. But we need proof. Mia printed the documents. That night, she and Sarah sneaked into the slum, handing out flyers. Know your rights, Mia shouted. They can't take your homes. As dawn broke, bulldozers rumbled in. Police in riot gear followed. Mia stood in front of Mr. Rao's house, arms wide. Reporters filmed as officers dragged her away. Sarah live-streamed it all. The video trended worldwide. By noon, the government paused the land grab. The shadow's name trended with curses. But victory faded fast. In jail, a cop slipped Mia a note. Stop now or the hacker's sister dies. Bail was paid by a mysterious donor. Outside, cameras flashed. Mia squinted in the sunlight. A black car waited. The window rolled down. A woman in sunglasses. Get in. Mia hesitated, then obeyed. The woman removed her glasses. Ms. Verma, a famous activist Mia admired. I've been watching you. You're brave, reckless. Join my team. We'll hit them harder. Mia's phone buzzed. A news alert. Hacker's sister missing, kidnapped in broad daylight. She stared at Ms. Verma. Can you save her? Ms. Verma smiled. We can try. The car sped off. Mia glanced back at the jail, wondering if she'd made another mistake. But the road ahead was all she had. The car sped through narrow lanes, sunlight flickering through tinted windows. Ms. Verma's voice was calm but firm. We have safe houses, resources, but the Shadows men are everywhere. Trust no one. Mia gripped her seat. What about the hacker's sister? We'll find her, Ms. Verma said. But first we need him. They stopped at a crumbling warehouse. Inside, tech gear covered tables, screens, drones, maps. A young woman in a lab coat nodded at Mia. I'm Nisha. I handle surveillance. Ms. Verma handed Mia a burner phone. Call the hacker, offer a deal. His sister's life for his help. The hacker picked up on the first ring. Where is she? Work with us, Mia said. We'll save her together. Silence. Then, a shaky breath. They're moving her tonight. Dock 12 midnight. Ms. Verma's team sprang into action. Nisha hacked traffic cams. Jake set up comms. Mia strapped on a bulletproof vest, hands steady. This is what courage feels like, she thought. At 11:30 p.m., they crouched behind shipping containers near Dock 12. The air reeked of fish and oil. A black van rolled in. Two men dragged out a girl. Teenage, blindfolded, wrists tied. Go, Ms. Verma whispered. Mia and Nisha crept forward. Jake jammed the van's electronics. The men cursed, checking their dead phones. Mia lunged, pepper spraying one. Nisha untied the girl while Mia wrestled the second thug. A punch grazed her cheek. She kneed his stomach and he crumpled. Run! Mia pushed the girl toward Ms. Verma's car. Tires screeched as the van chased them. Nisha took the wheel, swerving through alleys until the van crashed into a fruit cart. Back at the warehouse, the hacker, now revealed as Arjun, hugged his sister, tears in his eyes. Thank you, he muttered to Mia. We're not done, Mia said. Help us take down the Shadow. Arjun hesitated, then plugged a drive into Nisha's computer. Their next move, a charity gala. The Shadow's laundering money through it. Here's the guest list. The list glowed on screen. Politicians, celebrities, CEOs. Ms. Verma's eyes narrowed. We crash the party, plant bugs, expose them, live. Mia's stomach flipped. They'll recognize me. Not in this. Nisha tossed her a sleek black dress and wig. You're a guest. Jake's your date. Sarah will stream everything. The gala was a glittering nightmare. Chandeliers, champagne, laughter. Mia's heels pinched as she entered on Jake's arm. He whispered, Cameras are in the flower pins. Don't. Faint. Mia smiled stiffly. She spotted the Shadow, a tall man in a silver mask, schmoozing a minister. Her hands trembled as she placed a bug under his table. A waiter bumped into her. Careful, miss. His eyes dropped to her purse. He knows. Mia hurried to the balcony, Jake following. We need to leave now. Too late. The waiter and two guards blocked the exit. Give us the footage, the waiter growled. Jake threw a punch. Chaos erupted. Guests screamed as Mia ducked, yanking off her wig. She fled to the kitchen, guards chasing. A chef pointed to a back door. Go! Outside, Sarah's car screeched up. Get in! They sped away as the gala exploded online. Sarah's livestream showed the Shadow's voice. Funds transferred by midnight, eliminate the witnesses. Trending hashtags. Shadow exposed and justice for all lit up Mia's phone. But Ms. Verma's call came grim. They're retaliating. Safe houses burned. Nisha's missing. Mia's joy died. Where's Arjun? Gone. Took his sister and ran. The group hid in a dank motel. Sarah bandaged Jake's bruised knuckles. What now? Mia scrolled through the leaked data. A name froze her blood. Inspector Rainey, the cop who'd ignored her threats. His bank account showed massive deposits from the Shadow. He's dirty, Mia hissed, and he's leading the investigation into the gala. Ms. Verma rubbed her temples. We need leverage, find his weakness. Mia remembered Ronnie's proud Instagram posts, his daughter's dance recitals, his wife's jewelry boutique. Every corrupt man has a secret. Posing as a cleaner, Mia infiltrated Ronnie's office the next day. His computer required a fingerprint scan. She pressed a lifted glass against the sensor. Access granted. Files spilled across the screen. Bribes, murder cover-ups, blackmail photos. A noise. Rene entered, freezing when he saw Mia. You. Mia grabbed a letter opener. Call the Shadow. Tell him you failed. Rene lunged. Mia slashed his arm, snatched a USB, and bolted. Guards. Tackled her in the hallway. Rain loomed, clutching his wound. You're finished. Suddenly, Ms. Verma's voice boomed from a speaker. Let her go, Rane, or the world sees this. Rane's phone buzzed. A video of his daughter playing in their garden, taken that morning. He paled. How? Now you know how it feels, Mia spat. Rane ordered the guards back. Mia walked out, USB in hand. That night, Sarah published Rane's crimes. He resigned by dawn. The Shadow's empire cracked. Partners turned on each other, fleeing the country, Ms. Verma toasted Mia with chai. You did it. But Mia's phone lit up. A message from Arjun. They took my sister again. Help. Mia closed her eyes. The fight wasn't over. It never would be. Arjun's message burned in Mia's mind. They took my sister again, help. She showed it to Ms. Verma, who scowled. The Shadow's remnants are desperate. They're using her as bait for you. Mia didn't hesitate. We're getting her back. Ms. Verma's team gathered in the motel. Nisha traced the message to an old textile factory outside the city. Satellite images showed guards patrolling the gates. Heavily armed, Nisha warned. Jake hacked into the factory's security system. Cameras loop every 90 seconds. We'll have a window to slip in. At midnight, they drove to the factory, headlights off. Mia's palms sweat as she pulled on a black hoodie. Ms. Verma handed her a taser. Stick to the plan. The team split up. Mia and Jake crept to the back entrance. Nisha's voice crackled in their earpieces. 3 guards ahead. Wait. Now. The cameras froze. Mia sprinted, Jake beside her. They ducked behind crates as guards passed, laughing about a cricket match. Inside, the factory smelled of oil and rust. Conveyor belts loomed like skeletons. A whimper echoed from an upstairs office. Mia's heart raced. Arjun's sister. They climbed the stairs, avoiding creaky steps. The door was locked. Jake pulled out a lockpick, hands steady. Suddenly, boots thudded downstairs. Intruders! A guard shouted. Go! Jake hissed, shoving Mia into the office. Arjun's sister Priya sat tied to a chair, her eyes wide with fear. Mia cut the ropes. We're getting you out. Priya shook her head, pointing to a blinking device under the chair. A bomb. Jake froze. 2 minutes left. Run! Mia's legs moved before her brain. They dragged Priya downstairs, alarms blaring. Guards chased, bullets pinging off metal. Ms. Verma's voice screamed in their earpieces. Get to the east exit. They burst into the cold night as the factory exploded. Heat slammed their backs. Mia shielded Priya, rolling into mud. The factory collapsed in flames. Ms. Verma's car skidded up. Where's Jake? Mia turned. He wasn't there. She screamed his name, running toward the fire. Ms. Verma yanked her back. No, it's too late. The next hours blurred. Mia sat in the motel, ash staining her clothes. Nisha sniffled, staring at her laptop. Sarah paced, cursing. Ms. Verma slammed a fist on the table. The Shadow's gone. Who did this? Priya whispered. I heard them, talking about a boss above the Shadow. Someone called Viper. Mia's head snapped up. Viper? Nisha typed furiously. No records, but look. She pulled up encrypted files from Arjun's drive. A symbol flashed, a snake coiled, around a globe. They're everywhere, banks, governments, media. Ms. Verma paled. This is bigger than we thought. Mia stood, fists clenched. Jake's gone because of them. I'm not stopping now. Arjun arrived, hugging Priya. His face was hollow. I'm in, whatever it takes. Nisha uncovered a Viper meeting in Dubai, a charity auction for the rich. They'll be there. We can plant trackers, expose them. The plan was risky. Mia would pose as a bidder wearing a wire. Ms. Verma doubted. They'll recognize you. Not with this. Nisha transformed Mia with a blonde wig, contacts, and a glittering gown. You're Elena Roy, heiress. In Dubai, the hotel shimmered like a diamond. Mia's heels clicked as she entered the auction hall. Paintings, jewels, and secrets were for sale. Her target, a silver-haired man with a snake cufflink, Viper's lieutenant. She bid on a useless sculpture, edging closer to him. His phone lay on the table. Mia accidentally spilled champagne on it. So sorry. He scowled, wiping the phone. Mia slipped a tracker into his pocket. Later, the tracker led them to a yacht party. Mia, disguised as a waitress, served champagne while Nisha hacked the yacht system. Guests laughed, unaware. In the lower deck, Mia found a locked room. Voices inside. Eliminate the Patel girl. Viper's orders. Her blood froze. She snapped a photo, a man with a scarred face. Suddenly, a hand grabbed her neck. Scarface snarled. You're curious, huh? Mia kneed him, grabbed a fire extinguisher, and swung. He crumpled. She ran, the yacht's alarms blaring. Ms. Verma's speedboat waited. Mia jumped into the sea, bullets hitting the water. They sped away as the yacht burned behind them. Back home, Mia showed the photo to Sarah. Publish it. Let the world see Viper's face. The next day, the photo trended. The man was a senator in Europe. Protests erupted. Mia allowed herself one shaky breath. That night, a knock startled her. A delivery boy handed her a box. Inside, Jake's cracked glasses and a note. Your turn to mourn. Mia sank to her knees, sobbing. Ms. Verma found her, pulling her into a hug. We'll make them pay. But as dawn broke, Mia stared at the horizon. Viper was still out there. And now, they knew her name. Mia held Jake's cracked glasses, her tears drying into resolve. Ms. Verma found her staring at a map pinned to the motel wall. We're hitting Viper's nerve center, Mia said, circling a remote mountain facility on satellite images. They're testing weapons here. We blow it up. Ms. Verma frowned. It's a suicide mission. Jake didn't get a choice, Mia snapped. I do. Arjun hacked into Viper's payroll, finding a mercenary named Rhea hired to guard the facility. She's ex-military, hates Viper. They killed her brother. Maybe she'll flip. Mia disguised herself as a cleaner, boarding a supply truck to the mountain. The driver, a chatty old man, didn't notice the bomb blueprints in her bag. The facility was a concrete monster, surrounded by armed guards. Mia scrubbed floors, memorizing patrol routes. At lunch, she slipped into the locker room. Rhea stood there, sharpening a knife. I know who you are, Rhea said, not looking up. You're here to die. Mia tossed her a photo. Rhea's brother's grave. Viper lied. They didn't bury him. Dumped him in a river. Rhea's hand tightened on the knife. Prove it. Mia showed her a video from Arjun. Viper's men laughing as they tossed the body. Rhea's face twisted. What's the plan? That night, Rhea disabled the security grid. Mia planted bombs in the labs, hands steady. An alarm blared. Someone had spotted Rhea. Guards stormed in. Go! Rhea shoved Mia into a vent. Finish it, Mia crawled, the bomb's timer ticking in her pocket. 5 minutes. She dropped into a control room, hacking the mainframe. Files flooded the screen. Viper's global arms deals, political assassinations, a kill list with her name highlighted. Minutes. Guards pounded on the door. Mia uploaded everything to Sarah's cloud. Do it, Sarah, she yelled into her comm. The article exploded online. Viper exposed. The shadow behind the shadows. Minutes. The door cracked. Mia climbed back into the vent as bullets tore through the room. Minute. She leaped from the roof into a snowdrift. The facility erupted, flames lighting the sky. Rhea's body lay near the gates, half buried in ash. Ms. Verma's helicopter scooped Mia up. You did it, she said. Mia stared at the burning mountain. No, Viper's still out there. Back in the city, Mia's face was everywhere, hero or terrorist depending on the news. She ignored it, scrubbing fake blood off her hands in a motel sink. Arjun knocked, holding a laptop. Viper's moving. They're evacuating labs, burning evidence. But I found something personal. The screen showed a villa in Spain. A woman with Mia's eyes hung laundry in a sunlit garden. Her mother. Mia's knees buckled. She'd told her parents she worked abroad. They're using her? Viper's men arrived tonight, Arjun said. To grab her. Mia booked. The next flight. Ms. Verma protested. It's a trap. I don't care. The villa was quiet, cicadas humming. Mia's mother, Mrs. Patel, gasped as Mia climbed the garden wall. Beta? What? Men in black SUVs screeched to the gate. Mia shoved her mother inside. Hide, now! She fought with a fury she didn't know she had. Kitchen knives, flower pots, her own fists. One man grabbed her hair, she bit his arm until he screamed. Another pinned her, until Mrs. Patel whacked him with a frying pan. They ran to the cliffs, the sea roaring below. A helicopter swooped, Ms. Verma hanging from the door. Jump! Mia hesitated. Her mother kissed her forehead. Go, I'll be safe. Mia leaped, catching Ms. Verma's hand. The men fired, but the helicopter soared away. Days later, Mia watched her mother's interview on a safe house TV. My daughter is brave, Mrs. Patel said, chin high. She fights for you. Mia smiled for the first time in weeks. Then her phone buzzed. A live feed. Viper, his face masked, speaking to a crowd of elites. Mia Patel is a virus, and viruses must be erased. The screen cut to a missile launch site. Coordinates flashed. Her city. Ms. Verma cursed. They'll kill millions. Blame it on rebels. Arjun typed frantically. I can override the launch codes, but I need physical access there. He pointed to a bunker in the desert. Mia stood. Let's end this. The team geared up. Nisha handed Mia a vest. You don't have to go. Mia tightened her boots. Yes, I do. They drove through the night, sand stinging their faces. The bunker was a concrete cube, guarded by drones. Arjun hacked them, but a sniper shot Nisha's arm. She kept driving, swearing. Inside the bunker, Mia and Arjun sprinted to the control room. Guards chased. Arjun jammed the door. 10 minutes. The codes were encrypted. Mia's hands flew over the keyboard. Error messages flashed. 5 minutes. 3. Got it, Arjun yelled, slamming a key. The missile countdown froze. 1 second left. Mia collapsed against the wall, laughing weakly. Then the door exploded. Viper entered, mask off, an old man with cold eyes. You're persistent. I'll give you that. Mia lunged with a stun gun. Viper dodged, slamming her into a console. Arjun tackled him, but Viper pulled a knife. Stop. Ms. Verma aimed a gun from the doorway. Viper smiled. Shoot me, and the missiles launch anyway. Mia spotted a red lever, manual override. She yanked it. Sirens wailed. No. Viper roared. The missiles self-destructed in the sky, fireworks of fire. The bunker shook. Viper fled, but the ceiling collapsed, burying him. Ms. Verma dragged Mia and Arjun out as the bunker crumbled. Dawn broke over the desert. Mia coughed, sand in her hair. Is it over? Ms. Verma nodded. For now. Weeks later, Mia stood at Jake's grave, a single flower in hand. Sarah approached. The world's calling you a hero. Mia shrugged. Heroes rest, I don't. As they walked away, a black car lingered on the road. Inside, a man with Viper's cold eyes watched Mia, a new mask in his hand. Mia stood at the edge of the city's rooftop, the wind tugging at her jacket. Below, crowds celebrated Viper's fall with fireworks and music. She didn't join them. The man in the black car haunted her dreams. Those cold eyes, the new mask. Viper was gone, but his shadow remained. Ms. Verma found her staring at the horizon. The world's cheering. You should too. Mia handed her a photo, a symbol spray-painted on an alley wall, a snake coiled around a sword. His followers aren't done. That night, Sarah called. voice trembling. They took Nisha, left a note. Come alone or she dies. The address led to an abandoned subway tunnel. Mia went armed with a taser and a tracker. The walls dripped with graffiti. A voice echoed, distorted. Welcome, hero. A screen flickered to life. Nisha hung from chains, bruised but alive. A masked figure stepped into view. Viper's legacy lives. Join us, or watch her burn. Mia's jaw tightened. Let her go. The figure laughed. Bring me Ms. Verma by dawn, or else. The screen died. Mia raced to the safe house. Ms. Verma paled at the demand. It's a trap. I know, Mia said, but we're walking into it anyway. They devised a plan. Arjun would hack the tunnel's cameras. Ms. Verma wore a wire. Mia hid in the shadows, ready to strike. At dawn, Ms. Verma entered the tunnel, alone. The masked figure emerged, flanked by thugs. Where's Mia? Gone, Ms. Verma lied. You deal with me. The figure removed his mask. Inspector Rane, alive, face scarred from the bunker collapse. You ruined my life. Now I ruin yours. Mia lunged, taser crackling. Thugs grabbed her. Ronnie sneered. Predictable. Nisha's chains creaked above a pit of sewage. Mia struggled as Ronnie dangled her over the edge. Beg and I'll make it quick. Never, Mia spat. A gunshot rang out. Ron collapsed, blood blooming on his chest. Ms. Verma stood, smoking pistol in hand. Drop her. Chaos erupted. Arjun disabled the lights. Mia freed Nisha as bullets flew. They fled through a maintenance shaft, rats scurrying ahead. Outside, Sarah waited with a van. Go, go. Nisha hugged Mia, trembling. They wanted codes to reboot Viper's network. Arjun pulled up a map. Their new base, a skyscraper downtown. Tonight they activate the system. If it goes live, they control every bank, every government. Mia checked her gear. Then we crash the party. The skyscraper gleamed like a needle. Mia disguised herself as a janitor, wheeling a cart of bombs. Arjun hacked the elevator. Ms. Verma and Nisha watched from a nearby roof. On the 50th floor, guards patrolled a server room. Mia mopped closer, planting bombs under desks. A guard grabbed her arm. You're new. She headbutted him, triggering the fire alarm. Guards panicked. Mia sprinted to the server room, Arjun's voice guiding her. The mainframe's behind the red door. She shoved a bomb into the server stack. 5 minutes. Elevators froze. Mia climbed stairs, lungs burning. On the roof, a helicopter waited. Viper's men escaping with data drives. Mia leaped onto the light. Choppers skid. A guard kicked her fingers. She clung, legs dangling over the city. With a scream, she yanked him out. The pilot banked sharply. Mia crawled inside, tasering him. The chopper spun. She grabbed the data drives, jumped onto a lower rooftop, and rolled. The chopper exploded behind her. Back at the safe house, Arjun inserted the drives. The screen filled with names. CEOs, generals, a pop star. Vipers. New army, he whispered. Ms. Verma frowned. They'll rebuild unless we burn it all. Mia uploaded the files online. Let the world see. The next morning, arrests made headlines. The pop star cried innocence on TV. Mia didn't care. She slept for 12 hours. A knock woke her. A boy handed her a letter. Meet me. Your mother's safe. For now. V. The park was sunny, kids laughing. A woman in sunglasses fed pigeons. Mia sat beside her. Where's my mother? The woman lifted her glasses. Mrs. Patel, but her smile was cold. Hello, Mia. Mia's blood froze. You're not her. The woman smirked. Viper's best trick, replacements. Your real mother's been gone for months. Mia's heart shattered. The woman dropped a flash drive. Viper's final gift. The drive held a video, her real mother, locked in a dark room. Beta, I'm so proud of you, she whispered. Then a gunshot. Mia screamed, smashing her laptop. Ms. Verma held her as she sobbed. They took everything. Arjun found a clue in the video, a reflection in Mrs. Patel's eyes, a logo, Blackwater, asylum. They drove all night. The asylum loomed, gates rusted. Mia kicked doors open, shouting, "Ma!" A frail woman looked up from a cot. Mia froze. Her mother's hair was white, eyes hollow. "Beta?" They hugged, crying. Ms. Verma cleared the halls. "We need to leave. Now." A shadow moved upstairs. Mia pushed her mother behind her. The new Mrs. Patel descended, gun in hand. "Sentimental fools," Mia charged. The gun fired, pain seared her shoulder. She tackled the woman, fists flying. Bones cracked. The imposter went still. Ms. Verma carried Mia's mother to the car. Arjun bandaged Mia's wound. "You're lucky." Mia glared at the asylum. "Burn it." Flames lit the sky as they drove away. Her mother slept on her shoulder. Mia whispered, "I've got you." But in the rearview mirror, headlights followed. A black car. Familiar cold eyes. The black car tailed them through rain-soaked streets. Mia clutched her mother's hand, her bandaged shoulder throbbing. Ms. Verma gripped the wheel. "Hold on." She swerved into an alley, tires screeching. The car followed, ramming their bumper. "Jump," Ms. Verma yelled. They tumbled out as the vehicles crashed. Mia dragged her mother behind a dumpster. The black car's door creaked open. A man stepped out, the cold-eyed imposter from the bunker, alive and sneering. "You're out of moves, Mia." Ms. Verma fired, but he dodged, returning shots. Arjun pulled Mia and her mother into a nearby warehouse. "There's a back exit." The warehouse was a maze of crates. The imposter's laughter echoed. "Running just makes it fun." Mia spotted gasoline drums. "Arjun, get them out. Now." She grabbed a flare from a toolbox. The imposter cornered her, gun raised. "Viper's last order was to kill you, but I'll make it slow." Mia lit the flare. "Viper's dead. You're just a stray dog." She tossed the flare. The gasoline exploded, flames swallowing the imposter's scream. Mia sprinted as the warehouse burned. Outside, her mother hugged her, sobbing. Ms. Verma limped over, blood staining her leg. "We need to disappear." They hid in a fishing village, miles from the city. Mia's mother slowly regained strength, cooking simple meals and humming old songs. Mia repaired nets with the locals, her face hidden under a scarf. But her mind churned. Viper's network was crippled, not dead. One evening, Sarah tracked them down. "The world thinks you're dead. Perfect time to vanish." Mia shook her head. "They'll rebuild, I have to." "No." Her mother's voice was firm. "You've done enough. Let others fight now." Mia stared at the horizon. What if there's no one else? A week later, a teen girl approached Mia on the dock. "You're her, aren't you, the one who took down Viper?" She thrust forward a phone. Photos of a factory dumping poison into a river. "They're killing my village. Help us." Mia's hands trembled. Her mother touched her shoulder. "Go." Ms. Verma gave her a new identity. Arjun rebuilt her tech. Sarah promised headlines. Mia kissed her mother goodbye. "I'll come back." The factory was guarded by men with Viper's snake tattoos. Mia sneaked in, planting cameras. The girl Ria whispered, "The boss arrives at midnight." The boss was a slick man in a suit, laughing with politicians. Mia live-streamed it all. "Meet the new Viper," she told the camera. Viewers spiked. Thousands, then millions. Guards stormed in. Mia fought, but they overwhelmed her. The boss smirked. "You're a ghost. No one will miss you." Suddenly, sirens wailed. Police, reporters, and protesters swarmed the factory. The boss panicked. "Who called them?" Ria stepped forward, phone in hand. "I did. We did." Behind her, villagers held signs and phones, filming everything. The boss was arrested, screaming threats. Mia hugged Ria. "You didn't need me." Ria grinned. "We just needed a push." Weeks later, Mia returned to the village. Her mother smiled, wrinkles deepening. "Proud of you." Ms. Verma retired, opening a school for activists. Arjun and Sarah kept exposing corruption, using Mia's name as a rallying cry. One night, Mia sat on the dock watching stars. Ria joined her. "Will you teach me?" Mia handed her a flashlight. "Start by shining light where it's dark." Years passed. Mia's hair grayed, but her fire didn't dim. New faces fought new battles, whispering her name like a prayer. One rainy night, Mia's mother passed peacefully in her sleep. At the funeral, strangers approached. Farmers, students, shopkeepers. "You saved my family," one said. "You gave me courage," said another. Mia placed a rose on her mother's grave. "We did it, Ma." Walking home, she spotted a poster on a wall, a snake crossed out, replaced by a rising sun. Underneath, words in bold, "Stay angry, stay brave." Mia smiled. Somewhere, a new girl was snapping photos of wrongs, her hands steady, her heart fierce. The fight would never end, but neither would the fighters.